What's going on, guys? Riley here. Today we're going to go over how to achieve the best possible 0 to 60 time in your manual transmission vehicle. In this video specifically, we'll be going over the 6th gen Camaro. A lot of these tips I'm about to give will obviously apply to manual transmissions as well as most of them applying to automatic transmissions. So hopefully you're able to learn something today, but let's go ahead and dive right into it. So first off, we need to get a basic understanding of what kind of conditions we want to make the ideal 0 to 60 possible. And that would be temperatures in like the mid 60-degree range. You don't want them too cold because then obviously you won't get traction, but you don't want them too hot because very hot temperatures can hurt engine performance. A lot of this information I'm about to give you can also vary depending on what car you're driving with. And, for example, I'll be going over rear-wheel drive vehicles, specifically rear-wheel drive V8s. So if you have a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive car, although I'm about to give good information, this probably will not be the exact same method you will want to use in your car. But getting back on topic now, so you don't want it too hot, don't want it too cold, you want it like the nice Goldilocks temperature. Also, ideally, you want it to be low humidity and you want to be as close as possible to sea level. All of these factors are extremely important when it comes to 0 to 60 times. For example, if I was testing this car in the mountains of Colorado versus the sea level of Houston or whatever, the times are going to be totally different just because straight up the conditions are different. So if you're trying to break some records, close to sea level, good temperature, low humidity. The next two steps you want to do are both turn your air conditioning system off. That way all of the power is just directed towards your drivetrain, nothing else in the vehicle. Also, you want to turn off your radio. Why do you turn off your radio, you ask? Well, that is so you can monitor wheel slippage when you're launching. If you have the radio up all the way and you're spinning your tires and you have no idea, that's obviously going to hurt you. So just turn every kind of distraction off and focus strictly on listening to your tires, the motor, and doing your 0 to 60 run. So once everything is ideal for your 0 to 60 run and you're all set up, ready to go, you will then want to obviously heat up your tires. AKA do a burnout right before your 0 to 60 run. What this does is it heats up the tire compound, makes it a little bit stickier, and you'll get better traction for your launch. For today's demonstration, I will not be doing a burnout because these tires are $400 a piece and they're already starting to, die on me. I know, right? I'm at 4,000 miles in the car and the tires are already not the best. So I should be able to get by without the burnout. However, if I was really going to break a record, I would do a burnout and then launch the car. So if you're at home, preparing to do your best 0 to 60 launch, go ahead, ideally do a burnout, but if not, a lot of this can also depend on what size tires you're running in the rear. Ideally, you want the widest possible tire so you have a nice, good, wide contact patch with the road. Now this one applies strictly to my fellow 6th gen Camaro owners, and it's going to be setting up your, computer systems in your car for the launch. So what you want to do if you're in a 6th gen Camaro is with this little mode selector down here, press it down to put it into track mode. You will then press the traction control button twice. You will then press this down arrow 4 times to go into Sport 2 and then hit select on your steering wheel. This will pretty much give you the best 0 to 60 and launching settings with your computer settings. If you're in a Dodge or a Ford or any other vehicle out there, you'll obviously want to play around and figure out what settings work best for you, but ideally, a sport mode or something along those lines is what you want, and you also want to go ahead and turn off your traction control. Also, a quick note for my 6th gen Camaro owners, I know there's been a lot of people asking, how do you pull up the performance pages on this car as if they can't find them or something? Go into the options as I'm doing here and just make sure all of the different options have the little blue bar next to them. When I first got my car, the blue bar was not next to the performance pages, so at first I didn't think I even had them, but they are there, you just have to turn them on. Now, when you're launching a manual transmission vehicle, no, you do not want to just dump the clutch. That is not the best method to launching the car. What you want to do is you're going to go ahead and put your foot all the way down on the clutch. After your left foot is firmly on the clutch pedal, you will then want to, get familiar with your grab point in your clutch because that is going to be very important. However, you will then want to slightly press on the gas to get your RPMs. For me, it works 1,500, maybe 2,000 max. You really don't want to bring it up too high for this. So it's going to be find the grab point, and once you find that grab point, kind of hold it there for a minute, and then slowly start to press the gas more to where your RPMs then build from that original 1,500 to 2,000 mark. So after you find that grab point and your car's just about ready to go, you will want to then smoothly release the clutch. It's kind of a slow movement, but very smooth. Smooth is key here. So smoothly let out and then press the gas, and that smooth transition of clutch and gas is going to give you the best possible launch. So remember, don't dump the clutch, don't have your RPMs too high because then you'll just blow the tires off the car and you'll just spin. So finding that sweet spot is different for every vehicle, but let's go ahead. I'll go ahead, head out to a testing location, and I will demonstrate here in my 6th gen Camaro. All right, so now we're approaching our testing location, and another good thing to note is you want to have less than half a tank of fuel in your vehicle to try to limit weight. Also try to limit weight savings in general by not having just, a bunch of heavy crap laying around your car. Also for this, all my fellow 6th gen owners, you can indeed use the no lift shift feature, which I'm going to utilize right now. Okay, here we go. Find the grab point, and then 4.6, 0 to 60. I'm not sure. I don't think I like the way that shifts. I don't think I really like the track shifting on this. When Motor Trend did their testing with this car, they got their best 0 to 60 in quarter mile times using these Sport 2 settings, which I figured I would go with their word, and if not, then just use normal sport mode. But you can, it's kind of personal preference, honestly. You can figure out what you like better, or what you like best, I guess I should say. It's a lot of trial and error, and that's kind of the fun factor of it, is trying to go out and beat your best times, trying different things. But hopefully this video will serve as like a good guide of, you should do this, should not do this, and then go through like a little, I guess, pre-run checklist with the whole computer settings, the weather, the air conditioning, the radio, all that fun stuff. So here we go. We're gonna bring the RPMs up, slowly release the clutch. Well, that was 4.7. Obviously, could have had a little bit better launch. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. However, it's really just a lot of, trial and error. The temperature right now, it's 80 degrees, so it is a little bit warm today. So, that's not gonna help times. So really just, go out and practice with the tips that I have provided for you. And of course, I'm sure people in the comments will chime in below, giving some of their tips and, personal experience and feedback and stuff. For all of my fellow 6th gen Camaro owners out there, you guys can let me know what method you guys use and what 0 to 60 times you're achieving, whether it's sport mode or track mode, whatever. So far, my personal best is a 4.30 to 60. That was using sport mode. I had an extra passenger in the car. The temperature outside was like the ideal temperature, 65-ish. I think I had a half a tank of gas or so. So really I had every ideal condition, except I did not heat the tires up, which they did spin on that run. And like I said, I had an additional passenger. So if I were to recreate that run without that extra passenger, and if my tires were properly heated, I really do think that this car has a 4.140 in it somewhere out there. I mean, I have a feeling I will hit a 4.0 in this car, or at least 4.1. Bone stock with this car. It's just a matter of when and how. But 4.3s I'm pretty happy with. Those 2 runs you guys just saw in video, I wasn't exactly, ecstatic about, but that's like a general way of how to launch it. I could sit there and do that all day just because it's fun doing that. However, I would not be achieving any record times today just because it is so hot and it is super humid today. I think the humidity is like 90%. We're supposed to be getting some really big storms in tonight. So, I'm not going to get any great times today, as you kind of just saw. And also, I don't think my clutch release and my gas application were exactly where they were supposed to be. I mean, this is a thing where like milliseconds and millimeters make a huge difference in the way your car responds to your inputs. For all of my automatic owners out there, it really is so much easier launching a automatic versus a manual. I mean, like I said, the same principles still apply, except you don't have a clutch pedal. So you just kind of brake boost it to 1500, 2000 RPM, and then just slowly ease on the gas. Otherwise, same concept, you'll blow the tires off your car. So here's my challenge to you guys. Go out and test your 0 to 60 times. No matter what vehicle you have, I don't care what the horsepower is, I don't care what mods you have done. Go out, test your 0 to 60 time. Do it in a safe place, such as a track or a closed road. That way, you won't get yourself in trouble, or you won't go and get somebody injured. That would be horrible. So do this in a very safe location where it's legal to do. I don't want you guys going out and getting yourselves hurt or whatever, and then coming back and blaming it on me. I'm telling you to go to a track or somewhere where, you're allowed to do this. And once you guys have gone out and set your best 0 to 60 times, I want you to send them to me via my Instagram or my Snapchat, both located here. It'll be interesting to see what kind of times are set with the cars you guys drive. So as always, thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully it gave you some insight on how to launch a manual transmission car. I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.